Stop joking, bro. Well, Connor's actually got to share this with me before I do anything.
Welcome back into Between the Lines. We have...
there's nothing on the pro...
We're live. I promise you we're live. We had little technical difficulties. Anyway, we are back live, episode 17 this morning. No more college football, really, other than big transfer portal news. We're going to talk a lot of college basketball today. There's a bunch of big games this week, including tonight. Nebraska basketball has the biggest game of the year in program history. I mean, tonight, top 5 matchup at Ann Arbor.
Nebraska's biggest game of the year.
Oh, by far. It's in Ann Arbor. Michigan is 10.5-point favorites, which seems like a lot.
Give me Michigan to cover.
Michigan's
winning by 11.
Wow.
Michigan's winning by 35. I promise you, if Nebraska wins tonight, I'm gonna get flamed so bad by Bo Visti and Henry Hyman, and they're gonna be all pressing on me, and, So those are our mics, Connor.
Okay. Anyway.
Does that work? It does. So, I really need a Michigan win tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that
You gotta mute it.
I think that Nebraska will. I think that Nebraska. I think this is the end of their undefeated road.
I think it is
I don't
too.
see them winning
I think
tonight.
especially with Arizona winning last night. I think Arizona
They got close at the end. They're up 10 with a minute left, and it ended up being a 3-point
the
game.
refs absolutely just sold it for Arizona.
Well, they still won.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying it was they were up by 10 with 50 seconds left to go. I mean, BYU hit their shots, hit their 3-pointers, and hit some good little mid-range floaters, but the refs kept BYU in it the last 30 seconds.
I didn't watch any of it.
I watched the whole. I watched the whole second half.
Devance's a stud.
He is. 20 seconds left. BYU scores. And Arizona's inbounding the ball. And the Arizona defender, or the BYU defender, is draped all over the Arizona offensive guy trying to get the ball, trying to run and grab the ball. Guy gets called for offensive foul for a push-off.
So
there's no push-off. They get the ball back. And then BYU scores, and then the next possession they get a jump ball, which was exactly like the Austin Schwartz Creighton situation when they played Seton Hall.
He got fouled,
and they get a jump ball. So
Gotcha.
The refs kept them in later in the game, but Arizona just had a way too big of a lead to just blow it, and so they didn't. They're still gonna be the number 1 team in the nation. So
yes, if Nebraska's next 4 games. They go to Michigan tonight. They play at home versus Illinois, which is a huge game on Sunday. They go at Rutgers, which should be a win, you would think. And then they play at home versus Purdue. If they somehow win all 4, which they won't, I wouldn't think, they'll be number 1, which would be crazy.
No, they won't.
If they win all 4
not
of
if
those,
Arizona keeps winning.
I promise you they'd be number 1 if they win all 4
If Arizona keeps winning, they won't be.
I promise you they'd be
I promise you cannot. No, Arizona's been the unanimous number 1 team in the nation.
I promise you if they win all 4 of those games, they'd be number 1.
I promise you they wouldn't.
They would be number 3 on the road.
Okay, number 3 on the road.
Number 9 at home.
That means they'll go up to number 2.
Number 9 at home.
So they'll be number 2. Arizona will be number 1. And if
I
Arizona
think
stays undefeated, have you seen Arizona's schedule when Nebraska's playing these teams?
They don't play anybody for a week.
They play Oklahoma, Arizona State, and then they play
Kansas.
And they play 5 ranked teams in a row.
Kansas. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Nebraska would be number 1 in the next week.
No, they wouldn't.
I promise you they would.
They don't play 4 teams in a week.
Okay, next 2 weeks. They play the last game of that stretch is February 10th versus Purdue, which is next weekend.
You cannot. You're not.
Tuesday.
The AP pool isn't gonna bump down Arizona. If Arizona's still undefeated, they're not gonna bump Arizona down just because Nebraska. They'll have great wins, but they won't bump Arizona down just because Nebraska won those games.
You'd be surprised what the AP pool would do.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you right now.
What was the football? Do you remember the one lady put it was Auburn or someone just terrible in the top 15?
Oh yeah.
USF or somebody that just had lost.
Yeah.
Anyway, Creighton also plays tonight. They play at Marquette. Creighton is 1.5-point favorites on the road.
That's crazy. Only 1.5 points.
Yeah, they're looking.
They need to win.
They have to win. Yeah,
they have to.
If they lose that, they're out. It's as simple as that. You have to win every game at home, basically the rest of the year.
And then they got UConn
steal
on
a couple
Saturday.
on the road.
UConn on Saturday.
Yeah, you never know though. When UConn comes to Omaha, they struggle every single year.
Yeah, they beat us last year
Yeah.
in
But-
Omaha, but we also beat them in stores.
Yeah, so we flipped it. But I feel like this year UConn's just gonna run away with the Big East.
Yeah, this UConn
Creighton
need,
needed to beat Seton Hall. That's a killer
Yeah.
the way they lost that game.
and they didn't. They could not have got blown out by St. John's.
Yeah, that was bad at home. Friday night, Dayton plays at number 21 St. Louis, who I'm very big on right now. I think they're. I mean, I'm obviously a SLU fan, but they are very fun to watch. They're very good this year, and I think they'll definitely make a run in the tournament.
Yeah, probably. I haven't really.
They average.
Can't say I've watched much St. Louis University basketball this season.
They average about 90 a game, and then they just shut you down on defense. They have like 9 guys that they can play. I mean, they're just a really solid team throughout, and they play really well together.
Is Dotzler still on that team?
He is, but I think he's still out with his knee injury. I'm pretty sure he's still on the team now, but he's obviously not playing. Also Friday night, number 3 Michigan, maybe coming off a loss from Nebraska, likely not. They will go to East Lansing to play at number 7 Michigan State. That's a big rivalry, and Michigan State they've played in a bunch of big ranked games, but they haven't seemed to wanting the big ones at home. You know, they lost to Duke at home. If they need a win like that if they want to be a 1 seed type of tournament team.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan State also has tough games though.
Definitely.
At Nebraska, that's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah.
And,
Well, they already played at Nebraska.
Well, yeah, no, I'm saying that was a tough one.
Yeah, that was a tough loss for them for sure.
And then I think they should have won that game, but
They probably should have. But you're also a Husker hater, so.
One could say I'm a Nebraska Husker basketball hater. Every other sport besides baseball and
Jay
football.
Sker over here.
Big time Jay Sker.
Saturday morning, afternoon, around lunchtime, you have number 13 BYU at number 14 Kansas. And I would guess that this is the battle of the top 2 projected picks. BYU has AJ DeBansa, and Kansas, when he's healthy, has arguably the best player in the country, Darren Peterson. Haven't watched much of him this year because he's always hurt, but he's back now and should be back to play that game on Saturday against BYU. Should be a good one.
Yeah, AJ DeBansa coming off 46 points and then just came off a loss against BYU last night. I mean, it'll be a good game, of course, 13 versus 14, but I feel like it's in Lawrence. I feel like you got to go with KU there.
Yeah, definitely. Also Saturday, you have Creighton annual Pink Out game versus number 2 UConn.
It's going to be a fun one.
It'll be a live atmosphere, live environment, but I just don't see Creighton winning or staying with UConn at all.
It'll definitely be a tough one for. It's going to be.
What do you think the spread will be for that game? It's at Creighton. It'll be a sellout crowd, I'm sure. Do you think
12.5
for UConn?
Actually, more than that.
I don't think they'll give them that much at Creighton.
If Nebraska versus Michigan is 10.5.
Yeah, but that's Michigan favorite at home though. UConn's at Creighton.
I'm telling you, it's going to be similar.
I would say it would be like 7.5 UConn.
No,
it's at Creighton though. If it was at home, it'd probably be 16 for UConn or something like that.
No, it'd be 20.
I don't know, 20.
It would be 20.
UConn plays at Providence tonight, I'm pretty sure, and it's like a 12.5 spread for UConn. And Creighton lost to Providence. So.
Yeah, so I'm saying 12.5.
Yeah, you might be right, which is kind of sad, but
it's gonna be 12.5 to 13.5. But I would take Creighton to cover that.
I wouldn't.
Especially if they win this Marquette game, I think Creighton covers that because Creighton's gonna be coming off a win. They need to really find their stride here in late January.
They have to. Early February. I mean,
you can't wait till early February now.
I mean, they essentially. I hate to say it,
record right
but
now?
they're 12-8, I think. They essentially have to beat UConn on Saturday if they want to make the tournament or get back in conversation of not just a bubble.
No,
team.
they're on the bubble right now, but it's just gonna be a tough. It's gonna be an uphill climb.
If they win the Providence game and the Seton Hall game, they're in the tournament right now. If they take care of business for St. John's at home.
If they beat St. John's at home,
beat Seton Hall, who they should have beat, they're up 16-7.
And beat Providence. I mean, if they win the games, they're supposed. I'm kidding, but if they
win the games they're supposed to, they're in.
Yeah, if they should have beat Seton Hall. If they beat Seton Hall, they're higher.
Seton Hall's
on the
a projected
team.
8 or 9 seed right now. So.
Yeah, if they beat Seton Hall, they're easily on the bubble. They're pretty high on the bubble.
Providence would have been a nice road win. I don't think it would have been a quad 1 win, but it definitely would have been quad 2. I would believe.
Yeah. And then So you got a stretch where you're going Marquette, UConn. So you're at Marquette, you got UConn at home, and then you're at Georgetown. And then-
Georgetown should have beat him at Creighton.
Yeah,
so.
and then you have Seton Hall here on February 7th. So
Yeah, you gotta win.
you got I
Three of
think
the
you
next
got to
four?
go. You got to go 3-1, and that one loss probably has to be UConn.
Has to be UConn, otherwise they're in trouble. Moving on to Sunday, Nebraska. I would argue this is their biggest game of the year. Like,
This is probably the biggest game in program history.
You can drop the game at Michigan. You can. Like, it's been a great season. Blah blah blah. Braden Frager. I know that they
Brent
say
Frager's gonna be out.
he's a game time decision tonight.
No, he's not
but
game time decision.
He's
He
officially out.
Yeah, I think what my Nebraska fan friends told me this morning is he did not board the plane to go to Ann Arbor.
You know,
yesterday.
I obviously was hoping he'd play, never rooting for injuries, but at the end of the day, like, it's one loss to a very, very, very good Michigan team, and you need Frager the rest of the season. The last thing you want is for him to play, not be fully healthy, and then he goes up for a layup and breaks his ankle or something like horrible like that happens, where then he's out for the year and possibly next year.
If you
like,
lose at Michigan, like
it's fine.
It's
You're-
fine. You're expected to lose.
Yeah, but that game on Sunday, so it'll be number 9 Illinois, coming off a Keaton Wagler, freshman point guard for them, 46 at Purdue.
Jeez.
Number 9 Illinois at number 5 Nebraska, and in the stands there are over 15 to 20 Husker football and basketball recruits, including the big name Ahmad Hudson will be in the house. They're doing like a double, like a weekend visit. So the football guys are coming up on Saturday, and then I'm sure they're staying for the game because it's going to be a whiteout. It'll be a lit atmosphere. So should be a good look. If they can win, that would be very good for Nebraska sports in general, their football program and their
As a
basketball.
Nebraska basketball hitter, it's a win-win for me.
Because if they win,
Because I'm a Nebraska
then
football
the
fan.
football, yeah.
If they win, and the football recruits get a little more persuaded, especially Ahmad Hudson who wants to play.
Yeah, I'm
basketball.
kind of interesting what his visit will look like because obviously they're coming after him. I would say more aggressively in football right now.
Probably.
But also
They can
he
offer
wants to
more
play
money in
basketball.
football.
Yes, they can. He wants to play basketball too, though. So I'm interested to see what his visit will be like. Sometimes the Husker YouTube will like post what visits are like or stuff like that. So I'm interested to see if they'll do that. And then moving on to our last topic of the day, the transfer portal, college football. Nebraska yesterday picked up a crystal ball prediction from about every expert on every recruiting site for one of the last unsigned 2026 players in the class. It is a 4-star D lineman, Dylan Berryman. I'm not sure exactly where he's from, but he should be. Any depth.
I think he's from Louisiana.
Yeah, any depth or any players in that D line room can't hurt because they were god awful terrible last year. So.
I mean, it would have been nice to get Prince Emmanuel back, but hey.
Yeah,
can't be
and
choosers.
speaking of him, LSU gets 3 of the top 10 players in the overall portal, including Sam Levitt, transfer quarterback.
the top 6.
Top 6.
Yeah.
Sam Levitt, quarterback from Arizona State, transferred to LSU, and then they got Princewell Emmanuel, who was at Nebraska, went to Ole Miss, and now he's following Kiffin over to LSU.
So when you think about it, like the Nebraska pipeline is just so good. Like if it wasn't for Nebraska, then he would never be who he is.
And then the big name that they got, it was between Oregon and LSU, according to the media, was offensive tackle Jordan Seaton.
And what an awful move from Jordan Seaton, by the way. Making like the Colorado media team make him like a "I'm coming back" video, and then he ends up using it as a "I'm going" video.
He is the top lineman in the country, 5-star plus coming out of high school. He's, I think, the only 5-star lineman in the portal.
Wouldn't surprise me.
And he'll likely be a first-round pick next year, hoping he stays healthy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's going to wrap this podcast up today. Thank you for listening, and hopefully when we come back, it'll be next Monday or Wednesday. We will have a lot to talk about, and hopefully some big basketball wins from Nebraska and Creighton. Thank you for listening.
Take me to your best friend. I can find myself right there.